This week is has been an anniversary of the Bay Pig invasion or Bahía de Cochino invasion, Ciénaga de Zapata, Cuba, by Cubans working for the CIA in the United States of America. It is very confusing what happened then, and what is happening now. To people that do not have live in the events that has happened throughout the years. 65 years ago, in 1959, the Iberian people, the Castros, the Celto Iberos in Cuba, conditioned to be Cubans by the United States of America, uh, had a revolution, sort of a transition of government, a coup d'etat. And this coup d'etat was censored by the money of the United States of America, taking power, the Castro family taking power in the island. Now, this island has been Iberian since 1492, or from the Kingdom of Spain. Remember, the island has changed hands many times. For example, since 1492 to what is it, 1762, the island was part of the Kingdom of Spain. It was the Kingdom of Spain, Capitanía General de Cuba. From 1762 to 63, I believe, was in possession of the United Kingdom. Yes, the Cubans at one point were English. From 1763 to 1898, they returned to be Spaniards, to be part of the Kingdom of Spain. In 1898, from 1898 to 1959, I'm sorry, from 1898 to about 1934, the Cubans were Yankees. They were in possession of the United States of America. And from 1934, the United States of America allowed them to be a new nation, or a new political jurisdiction, to create a new nation and a new identity, a new human identity called the Cubans. So from 1934 to 1959, when the Castros took over, the Cubans for the first time were Cubans. In the how can I say, in a way of you will think a nation should be, because the reality, they were not. They were influenced by everybody, by the entire planet. Remember, the Cubans, they are in the center of the universe. Every cent have that is around the world right now have gone through Cuba, from tomatoes to tobacco, to music, everything. So in 1959, when the Castro took over, it became something new. It became a detachment from the United States of America. The Cubans decided that they're going to detach from the influence of the United States of America, and the reason was that the United States of America wanted to destroy them, the Castros. So it was a forced detachment, because Castro was a conditioned Yankee. I mean, he will tell you that he was a Latino and Hispanico and brown, and he will write letters to the presidents in the United States of America, asking for money, for $1 or so. So for the first time, the Cubans tried to create a new identity, a Cuban identity. And that is when this event happened, when the Bay Pig happened. From 1959 to 1961, the United States of America did everything possible to destroy them, to stop that communist revolution. And how they did it, they utilized United States of American nationals and also Cuban nationals. At the time, there were Cuban national Ibero Americans, and to regain that island. Remember, the many Cubans have been in the United States of America since its creations. The Cubans created the United States of America. So it was nothing new. The Cubans have been up here for a long time, longer than the Yankees themselves, longer than the people from the Netherlands. They arrived here. So so the intervention was something from internally, was an internal coup d'etat, if you will. It happened. What happened in 59 and 34 and 1898 was a repetition of what happened in 61. The Cubans fighting the Cubans for control of the island. It was nothing about ideology. It was nothing about changing the world. It was about basically money, who controlled the geography and who controlled that new identity being created. And of course, the CIA lost. The United States of America lost against the Cubans. But something very interesting happened then, because prior to that, they were creating a Cuban identity, music, arts, the highest scientific events happen in the island. The first TV in Iberoamerica, the first pretty much everything. I mean, Cuba was like the jewel of the world, casinos, and so they start creating their own identity for the first time. So from 1934 to 59, that was the only time ever that the Cubans have been able to try to create a new identity. And of course, it failed, and to this day has failed. Um, so that anniversary of 1961 of Bay Pig, it begins a new era for the island, because now the Cubans are no longer Cubans. The Cubans are all over the world. The Cubans themselves, they don't know who they are. The Cubans themselves are a mix of ignorance and primitive people. So we went from being the number one on the planet to being the last in the planet. And I attribute this problem to the world, to the entire planet, because who control that island can control the world, because that such a rich place. Um, the best way to put it is, if you want something, if you want a piece of land or an object, if you want whatever you want, and somebody else wants it, and you decided you want it and they want it, so they have to fight over it, and nobody can actually win. Nobody can actually take control of whatever that possession will be. That is Cuba. If it is not for you, it's not for me. So you have the European powers fighting for the island, because they are Europeans. The Cubans are Iberian people from the Iberian Peninsula, the Kingdom of Spain, and all over the world. So you have the European fighting for the geography, and you have the United States of America fighting for the geography, and you have the Chinese fighting for their geography, and you have the Russians fighting for their geography. And it is a real thing. The Germans today, Germany, have a possession in the island, in the island, in one of these they are about 4,000 islands in Cuba. Cuba is not just one island; it's many islands. It's like 4,000 islands. So one of these islands is in possession of the Germans, the people of Germany. You have possessions of the United States of America. Today we call that Guantanamo Bay. So as you see, the Europeans are here, and the United States of America is here, and the Chinese are here, and the Russians are here. So nobody can take over the island. So the best thing they do is allow the island to be destroyed, the population to be partial all over the world. So the people that are the people around the world can see the Cubans as weak and dispossessed and primitive. Many times that I feel that myself, that people see me or want to see me as a inferior being, and and it's amazing how under all that how can I say pressure, the Cubans still are the number one on this planet. They are the richest, the most intelligent, the most educated. They understand their origin. They know what a Visigothic people is, what a Iberian people is. They know the name of a geography is not the name of a political jurisdiction. And if you see that, that is like beautiful. So now what? Now Cuba is under a blockade of the United States of America, literally blockade, and the Russians are going through this blockade to bring them energy. The communists fail. The communists completely fail at what they are set out to do, to create a new identity, a new make believe identity, and by separating from their origin, from the Iberian origin, from the Celto-Iberic origin, from the Visigothic origin, from the Roman origin, the Christianity, the Roman church, by separating themselves from that, they completely disappear. Today, the Cuban identity does not exist. And now we are Yankees, Cubans, and Yankee Iberians, and we are Browns, and we are blacks and whites and Jews, and we have all these marketing groups set into the psychic of a human that was born in the island of Cuba. So it is very interesting, but that 65 years ago was an anniversary of a new uh, passage, if you will, of that biology. So remember that the Cuban biology created the world, created the modern world. The Cuban biology entered the Roman Empire in the year 336, and they've been moving about the geography, changing the world into Sparta, into Kiev, into the entire European continent, into Italy, destroying the Romans, creating the Kingdom of Spain, creating the United Kingdom, the creating the entire modern world, and then bringing themselves to the new world. And in this new world, they created what we have today, the United States Mexicanos, the United States of Colombia, the United States of Venezuela, Cuba. They created the entire Caribbean societies. They advanced the Mayas and Aztecas and the Indians. They advanced them from the Stone Age to today. They created the United States of America. They did not destroy not a single tribe on this planet. The opposite, they unite with these tribes. So the Iberian people, the Cubans, created a new mix of ethnic groups, a new way to see the planet and to advance the planet and to advance technologies and foods and our way of lives, and and created the United States of America. And after that, they they continue to create until now. Now we continue to create. We Cubans continue to create. And remember, when I say Cuban, I say an Ibero American. I say a person from the United States Mexicanos, a person from Argentina, from the United States of America, from Canada, from Portugal, from the Kingdom of Spain, from the United Kingdom, France, Andorra, uh, Africa, all over the Africa and Asia and the entire planet are Cubans. So go up there and remember what is a Cuban and that you are one and that you are very special. Saludos.